What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Italian Stallion, here with two-pair Tate, Brian Tate, going live from Bill Wilson Field here in the press box. Two-pair, let me tell you something today.
It got real.
It got real.
It got real, and it got real live.
And let me just tell you this. Before we get started, you got a kid that's a 3-star, and I think he looked every bit of a 4-star as opposed to that. I don't know who ranks these kids, but Tyreek King was the absolute truth in the limited action he got. I mean,
elite.
2 touchdowns, over 100 yards right off the bat. We knew that this was going to be a test for our defense. We really did. And, Catholic's quarterback number 10, I don't have a name for him. He was really putting it on the money. Man. Obviously, JP Peace was out for West. So that was a difference right there. But overall, the Catholic offensive line really gave him the time.
Yeah, they gave him the time. The defense looked good. Shout out to Michael Lynn, who just got on our live on Facebook. We are on YouTube right now. Big shout out to Michael Lynn and Lindsey Watkins Lynn. One thing I'll say is the execution by their coaches.
Oh, yeah.
They put them in favorable positions. And it was just times where West was a step slower.
Yeah.
West couldn't get a quick read.
Out of position.
There wasn't enough time.
Bad angles on tackles.
I'll shout out Sutton was getting pressured at certain times. Yeah. I think he had 1 sack to go. Big shout out to Michael Lynn in the building. I felt like if we were able to get more pressure with Sutton off of that edge, we got to remember when the ball was placed up in the air, they finally made plays, but it was against the second team.
True. Yeah, it was. I mean, Catholic jumped out to a 28-0 lead.
Quick.
And realistically, the West offense struggled at times. They were aided on first downs by undisciplined penalties by Catholic, getting them to jump off sides. There was a couple unsportsmanlike penalties. But West could just not really get it going.
They never got in the tempo, never got in the groove. Shout out to Kip O'Hara, KC legend over here.
Shout out to anybody watching both of the Rebels with a Cause. The positives, though, was that West did get to move the ball. The defense did a great job, in my opinion.
2 interceptions.
2 interceptions.
Big sixes.
Right, pick sixes. I mean, shout out to Davis Neely, number 45. Shout out to Big Country Morgan Farrell, number 4. He had to play both ways. Because JP was out. He had to play in the line. He had to play that middle spot, and so he's playing both ways. And realistically, against this type of team, you take what you got. Raheem Lee really couldn't get it going today against that Catholic front. But this was a good test for both the offense and defensive line for West because they're not going to face a team like this. I mean, they're not.
They're not going to face a team like this in the season. And just the speed, the way they nullified the inside. Catholic, their attention to detail on getting into those gaps, plugging those holes. Their linebackers,
oh my God,
made plays.
Yeah, I mean, what about that number 45?
Their secondary really didn't get a lot of action.
No,
there wasn't a lot of passes being thrown deep.
I mean, they had 4 sacks on us. I mean, Harrison was kind of running for his life back there.
And Harrison had a little trouble getting out on the bootleg. I think there were some times where he's holding the ball a little bit too long.
Yeah, I think the coach. I could tell the coach is frustrated.
That's been kind of a frustration over the past few years with quarterbacks at West holding on to the ball too long.
Yeah.
We've seen it in just variations, even on the championship winning ball teams. We've seen that. And it looks like a lot of people are getting cleared out.
Yeah, they're getting cleared out.
Yeah, they're getting cleared out really quick. Shout out to Stephen Dink.
Hey, there he is. There's our guy.
Yeah. He's actually on the Facebook Live. He's normally
on our Rebels with
a Cause page from StreamYard. But, James, even the Catholic coaches were surprised.
Yeah.
As we were talking to
them. They were live in the press box. They were calling plays.
And then one thing I will say, those guys are class acts.
They are.
We just watched what it is to play against a team that has some elite players.
And they have to against who they go up against. They're taking on teams like McCallie, a 2-time champ, Baylor.
Baylor's really good. Baylor really can play.
Ensworth, MUS, Brentwood Academy. These players, these schools actually have dorms and recruit players from Canada and all over. And Catholic, can recruit. Obviously,
Oh,
they don't have the
yeah,
dorms.
yeah.
They don't have the dorms. You know,
But
and
when
so
you got a
forth.
guy like Tyreek King,
Yeah.
what he was able to do on a lot of those wide receiver bubble screens, getting out in the open, and then you just saw their quarterback. He just made timely throws.
He did.
And when it wasn't a timely throw, we saw what happened when the
Mhm.
ball gets in the air. We
Yeah.
said this last week against Jefferson County. There were numerous times the ball was in the air. West doesn't make a play on it.
Mhm. But this
Tonight,
yeah,
ball is in the air,
Two
and
pick
in the
sixes.
words of Coach Rayleigh,
Oski.
we 2 pick sixes.
Yeah.
I'm kind of mad that the offense didn't muster up a touchdown on their first unit.
Yeah. Now the second unit was a different story. The second,
That's where I'm a little worried.
Yeah.
But I'm not overly worried because this is a good test. It's a good test for coaching. It's a good test for the players. You're seeing what it's going to be like to play up against elite level talent, guys that are going to be playing at the next level. Like, there's probably 3 or 4 kids on that Catholic team that are going to be playing college football.
Without a doubt, no doubt.
3 or 4.
And the guy that you have committed to Tennessee was not able to play.
Wasn't able to play.
So
came down with an illness.
Yeah, so he wasn't available.
It wasn't available tonight, and hoping that he gets better for the time of the season. But hey, I mean, you needed a test like this.
You needed
a test.
You don't get better going up against a creep.
You got to see where your barometer is.
Yes,
where's the barometer?
Yeah.
Well, are we here? Are we here?
Yeah.
Are we there?
Yep.
You want to be here right now.
Yep.
But get all of this out of your system.
Exactly.
Get all of the blown coverages. When you're going man, when you're going zone, a lot of the blown coverages. We saw the secondary looked better last week because of the pressure they were able to apply to the quarterback. This week,
it was not there.
And kudos to Sutton. I think Sutton had 1 sack.
He had 1 sack. Yeah.
Just his speed off the edge.
Yeah.
And kudos to him the way he was covering the slot. I don't think there were too many completions.
A couple of bright spots. Obviously, you knew what you were going to get with your linebackers. You mentioned Sutton. Davis did well.
Davis did with the picks.
Yeah, Sam Lavelle was in a lot of tackles.
Yes.
He was doing his thing. Morgan Farrell, I mentioned with the pick six. Some bright spots on the offense, even though our first team O did score on their second team D. Some bright spots for me were Zarian Umis, number 0.
Zarian Umis, we have a playmaker.
Yeah, he made 2 great catches with his hands. Also had an interception when he was playing defense against their second team O.
He's the playmaker.
Yeah, and he extended a 4th down drive that actually extended a 4th and 10 on the 15. He caught it at the 2. Next play, Messiah Wren brings it in there. Also, Jamari Goins had a 38-yard run against their second team defense. So shout out to him. And to finish the scoring for West, there was a late touchdown pass from Heupel to another freshman that was out there. And that basically was the scoring. Catholic got another one on the board, but they took out their first team more than anything. Thanks to Bear for that one. But realistically, when it mattered most, when it was 1s and 1s, it was 28-0. Catholic versus West. A lot to work for West. Addison Klein did very well, kicking the ball off. He kicked off a few through the for touchbacks. Yeah, made all his extra points. Colquitt, still working on the punting and so forth. And he had a couple ones, but it was good that he got some work out there. So I mean, we're just going to get better. And then next week is the Jamboree. It's not at Neyland Stadium, unfortunately, but it's at Farragut. So we're going to play a quarter against Farragut. And then after that, two-pair, it gets real here. 2 weeks away from tomorrow, on the 23rd, the Bearden Bulldogs.
Nashville that week.
Yeah, but we definitely, Bearden comes here. Obviously, West is going to want some revenge for that 3rd overtime loss last year. Bearden's kind of rebuilding and regrouping after everything they've lost. So realistically,
the boys will learn and bounce back, says Stephen Dink Johnson.
He's right. No, they needed this. And I said this to you two, Pair. I don't like to compare teams.
But I think
back to 2 years ago. I think back to 2 years ago where a very talented Catholic team came here against West, defending state champions. and really humbled West here. Won the scrimmage like
Well,
45 to 18.
they might have needed some humbling after last week.
But I feel that West team took that to Catholic, from that Catholic, and that's why they beat Bearden and went 14-1 to go back to back. So this could maybe propel this team to know, hey, listen, you're not as good as you think you are. Preseason number 9 came out. Catholic was nowhere on that list. I think Catholic took that personal, that they weren't on that top 10 list. Yeah. We were number 9 in front of Maryland.
Well,
so that might have done
I think a lot of things, the thing that we want to take into account for, where does the team go after being humbled and humbled?
That's right.
Where do you go? And there's only one place to go, is either up. There were just times where they looked a little bit lost on defense when you don't have peace.
Yeah.
Get it? You looked lost because they didn't have peace.
Can you imagine? Look at that play on words right there.
Like
So, yeah,
like
absolutely.
But no, kudos to the hospitality here at West High School. Shout out to the wonderful athletic director and giving us.
He was doing double duty tonight. He was doing the referee thing. So, Michael, great point right there. Getting humbled early is not a bad thing. Absolutely, it's not. And I will say this about that: you don't want to be playing your best ball in August. You want to be playing your best ball in November and December when it counts. As our guy, the coach, shout out to Shane McGee, says, third quarter's over now, bud. It's the fourth quarter. The season. These now count going forward. These count.
Yeah.
Another positive thing, we didn't have any major injuries that I saw.
No injuries.
And that's a physical team. That's a physical team. But
their D line.
The offensive line.
Their D line and
they
offensive line.
were stout.
Catholic got some players.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna have a good season. They're gonna have a good season. So, but there's really not much more to talk about. Obviously, we got the show on Wednesday. We'll have the Jamboree next Friday. And it's at Farragut. So if you can attend the Jamboree, we'll play Farragut next Friday at Farragut. And then, as I've mentioned before, guys, 7 o'clock here at Bill Wilson Field, Saturday, August 23rd. It's going to be West against Bearden. The rivalry doesn't matter. You throw out the records. It's a rivalry. I've seen West only win this game 28-2 when we thought we would win 50-0. You know what I mean? Type of thing. So you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah. It's been a back and forth, and
it is.
the talks of the way West looked tonight, the way they looked against competition.
Mm-hmm.
There were some times where you're wondering, can their offense muster a drive?
Mm-hmm.
Can they get in sync? Could they get it? They didn't go up tempo like they normally do in that shotgun. Were they able to get their signature drawing the guys off sides?
Exactly.
West has got to be able to get in that rhythm. And we saw there were times where they couldn't get in the rhythm last year.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to kind of revert back to what was last year because a team like Catholic, if you're not ready, that's what can happen.
Exactly.
That first quarter, you're looking up, it's 21-0.
Mm-hmm. And you've got some teams on the schedule that are like a Catholic, the Maribels, the Alcoas, Powell, and and of course it's been that way. If
been that way for a long time, boss.
It has.
Long time.
So like I said, I'm still encouraged. I think this team has nowhere to go up. You said that beautifully. Yeah. And again, this is a game that prepares you for those November games
October,
and so forth like that more than anything.
October, November, you're hoping that you can play after the week of Thanksgiving or before Thanksgiving.
Two-pair, talk about that. We did call the game for the first 70 minutes again, and they can see it on 3032 Studios. You're going to upload that. It might take a day before it uploads.
It will probably take a day. The upload is coming on 332 Studios. It is West versus Catholic Scrimmage, 8/8/25. 8/8/25 is on 332 Studios of the Big Facts Sports Network and a subsidiary of Rebels with a Cause.
Absolutely, and I also want to let everybody know that we've got the shows on Wednesday nights at 9:30. Don't forget to tune in. Hit that like and subscribe button. If you've already subscribed, if you can hit that like button, it generates so much stuff for us on the YouTube. The analytics is incredible. And we want to get to 100 subscribers. Right now, we're at 89. So I just need 11 more subscribers, and we will get to that 100. Also, even though my guy here is going to be in Nashville, Kerry Reeves is going to join me. I'm going to try
Kerry Reeves filling in for me.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get Dustin Colquitt Saturday morning live from here at West High School. We're going to do an early game day show, previewing the game, recapping the games that took place Thursday and Friday in high school football,
awesome.
Getting you excited like we did last year. And we're going to be in the friendly confines here. So I want to do high school game day.
Are you going to be up here or are you going to be on the field?
I'm going to be on the field. I'm going to bring a
You're
table.
gonna be on the hot field?
I want to be on the hot
You're
field.
gonna be on the
9
hot
in the
field?
morning. Kerry and me with the backfield. I hope Dustin Colquitt will come on.
Y'all don't let him let him do podcasts up here.
Well, if they can let me in, it's totally fine. I'll have to talk.
Hot as hell.
Well, it's going to be in the morning, and
It's gonna be hot
I
as
just want the
shit.
beautiful. I want the banners in the background. I
Y'all,
want the
make sure
championship
he's in
banners,
here.
so.
Do not let him be out on the field.
I got my water.
And he'll pass out of a heat stroke.
Yeah, I got my water.
Yeah,
so.
he got his water already.
Yeah. Well, guys, listen, thank you for always tuning in. Again, hit like and subscribe either the Facebook Live. Yeah, absolutely. And Two-Pair, obviously, it's always about that W, baby. We throwing it up and so forth. But close us out like you always do, brother.
Hey, man, we appreciate all you guys that tapped in with us right now. We are about to, end this one. We'd like to thank you guys for taking your time to watch on the StreamYard, on YouTube, and on Facebook. And please look at the highlights, the lowlights, and the entire scrimmage, the first half of the scrimmage. West vs. Catholic on 332 Studios page on YouTube. That's 3, that's 3, that's 2, 332. When you go West North Shore and it goes black and white, then the numbers say 332. And don't forget, at the YouTube channel, at Rebels with a Cause 1324. What's the 1324? That's March 13th, March 24th. So 11 days apart. 11 days apart. 11 days apart. Yep. 84? 84. That was a great year. 84? That was a great year. So 84. But March babies. Absolutely. So, but no, continue to strive for excellence. The one thing we do with this podcast is we just try to give our kids the awareness of media training, and this is what the media is going to say to you after a game. This is what they're going to talk about. If you play good, if you play bad, it's all about handling it with professionalism. And we wish you all a fantastic academic year. Yes, all our Rebel teams, girl sports, boys sports, all of it, all of y'all. In the classroom, on the field, you be a Rebel with the cause, because that cause don't stop. We're investing. When the clock hits 0. We're investing in you guys because you guys invest in us. So. And we love doing this. We love doing this. We love doing this every week. Shout out to Nate Martin, too. We did 2 shows in 1 week. We did. Man. Yeah, it's football season. It's here, fellas. I love it. I love it. This is when our RWAC crew, we work overtime. We work overtime. We did 2 shows 2 weeks in a row. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So, that's crazy. All right, guys. Well, listen. Peace. Love you guys. It's all about that W, baby. Rebels with a cause. We out. We out. Peace.